This is Luke, an undersized and overlooked player who struggled to hit the ball out of the infield. And this is Luke now, smashing gap shots and playing with confidence because he added 35 feet of distance to his hits in just weeks. Hi, I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis, and I help players add 20 to 40 feet of distance to their hits in just weeks. And today I'm going to show you how it works and how your son can unlock 20 to 40 feet of distance in just weeks through a powerful case study. Now, let me introduce you to Luke.
He's got his mindset on playing college baseball and wants to do that. He's got his mindset also on making a few local teams. And
Luke's goal was to make an elite travel ball team, but he didn't make the cut. Why? Because his exit velocity wasn't high enough, and coaches told him,
there was one that said, hey, we thought you're a really good player, but you're not hitting the baseball as hard as some of the other kids. So we chose them. And we'd like for you to work on your exit velocity. And if you can get up to that, that higher range, then they said that's something we'd consider to take you on the team.
For Luke, this was devastating because baseball isn't just a hobby. This is his dream. You see, Luke has his sights set on playing college baseball. He's determined to make the top local teams in his area, and he's been working for years to prove he belongs. But when Luke was cut, it hit hard. So they went to work. Luke's dad told me they tried everything to fix it. They worked on improving his bat speed. They paid for private lessons. They spent hours and hours in the cage taking extra reps. They even joined a well-known bat speed program and focused on overloading and underload training. While they saw some progress, Luke's dad said,
we did make some good gains, just felt like we were more on our own. And I didn't get the type of feedback that I was hoping to get.
The worst part, Luke was still hitting soft singles. He was still getting overlooked. And worst of all, his confidence was starting to slip. And to make things even worse, Luke was undersized compared to all the other players.
Luke isn't even 5 feet yet. He's a strong kid. So what we felt was, okay, if we can harness some of the strength that he has, maybe it's about being able to leverage your lower half a little bit better to generate more torque and more exit velocity rather than just being tall and strong.
For Luke, this wasn't just about hitting the ball harder and farther, it was about proving himself. Luke told me,
I wanted to hit harder from the beginning, but that was a team that I really wanted to play on. So it just fueled me even more to get a higher exit velo so I could play on that team.
You see, he wanted to make that elite team. He also wanted to hear his teammates say, wow, what a shot. And most importantly, he wanted to feel confident again. And that's when his dad knew something had to change. And that's when they found me and they told me their entire story. I told them that I understood exactly what Luke was going through because I encountered the same challenge. I explained to them that early in my career, I struggled as a soft hitting contact hitter. But everything changed when I stopped obsessing over exit velocity and trying to hit the ball harder and started focusing on this one key thing, unlocking more distance. You see, once I shifted my focus to unlocking more distance, everything changed. I naturally started hitting balls harder. I finally started standing out. Coaches began to take notice. And most importantly, my confidence skyrocketed. So that's exactly what I showed Luke. Because when you unlock more distance, everything changes. You see, the key to unlocking that distance isn't what most coaches are teaching today. The truth is, the secret to unlocking more distance lies in the power chain. But here's the thing, most coaches don't teach this, and the hitting gurus don't know it, and players will never figure this out on their own. The power chain is a powerful movement pattern that generates maximum distance by harnessing energy from the legs, hips, and core, the way elite power hitters do. But here's the thing, most hitters, even the ones that are working hard, are swinging like they're punching from a chair. They're swinging with just hands and arms, leaking power and losing distance. And this is exactly what Luke was doing, swinging with all arms and hands. But once we fixed Luke's power chain to unlock more distance, everything changed. His exit velocity jumped 5 miles per hour.
So, he can touch 62, but on average, the 53, and then the improvement average 58.
His average hits gained 20 to 40 feet of extra carry.
More barreling of the baseball, more control of the barrel, and definitely hitting the baseball harder.
And in his first game back, he crushed a deep triple in the gap, the hardest ball he's ever hit. Luke told me that before that weekend, he was frustrated. The hits weren't coming and he started doubting himself.
The last 2 tournaments, I wasn't getting a lot of hits, so it felt good to start getting back at it.
That moment just wasn't a hit. It was a breakthrough. and Luke's confidence skyrocketed after that.
Definitely got much better. My bat speed and like exit view and all that stuff starting to go up, and that built my confidence more.
And since his confidence went up, his performance did too. Luke just smoked the double to the opposite field gap that bounced off the fence. Of course I didn't record it, but he's really in his lower half now. Thank you. And the best part, here's what his dad sent me. Luke is going to be playing for a new team this spring. They're the one that cut him in the fall, but now want him for spring. Must be that increase in exit velo. Luke made the elite travel ball team that cut him because the coaches were able to see he could finally hit the ball with power. And Luke isn't just the only one. For example, look at Jace before unlocking his power chain. He made contact but couldn't drive the ball. But after fixing it, he started hitting the ball 70 feet farther. And now he's one of the hardest hitters on his team. And parents and coaches are noticing. What did you feel when he was hitting the ball farther?
I was loving it. I was loving it, seeing the reaction of the parents and stuff. So there was a couple parents there that's never seen him really hit the ball. And hearing their comments and responding, oh my God, that kid can crush it. Wow, that kid's pounding the ball. Look at that. That kid can hit. And hearing that without them even knowing who I was awesome. And then the ones that did know who I was just like, what did you do with him?
And what about Braden? Braden went from batting second to last in the lineup to batting in the cleanup spot after adding 70 feet to his hits. Trey added 40 feet of extra distance to his hits and started hitting home runs and earned a college scholarship to King University. His dad said Jermaine played a huge part in Trey's growth. His baseball insight provided a view we couldn't get anywhere else. As a parent that always wants the best for my kids, Jermaine is the best. Angeline, his wife, and me can't thank him enough for what he has done for Trey. And you'll see right here, me and Trey on signing day together. John became one of the top hitters in Division I baseball. We worked on his power chain, and now he's leading his team in doubles, and he's projected to be drafted this year. What about Rob? An undersized skinny player who started crushing doubles and home runs and earned a pro contract after unlocking 70 more feet to his hits. Their parents was just like you, sitting there watching this video, wondering if this was the solution, but they took action and everything changed. Their sons added 20 to 40 feet of distance. They finally started driving the baseball, and they finally started playing with confidence like never before. So if you want your son to experience the same breakthrough that Luke did, Jace did, Braden did, that Rob did, that Trey did, where he and the rest of them finally started hitting the ball harder and farther and with confidence, book a free power hitting roadmap session right now. It's a free session where we'll break down your son's power chain, identify what's missing, and then map out a plan step by step to fix it fast. Spots are limited, so please don't wait. And if you need a push, here's some words from Luke's dad.
I would just say that in this program, the difference between what you get from someone else is really good, close personal attention from somebody that actually cares about my kid. You really cared about Luke, and I really appreciate that. It wasn't a cookie cutter program. It was, let's look at the swing and let's find those areas where we can identify, maybe areas for improvement and really target those and go after those hard. A good hitting coach is not just going to treat everybody the same. They're going to look at the individual areas for improvement for each player and then implement a plan just for them. So that's what I felt like you did for us. And that's something we can take forward as well. Now, for the rest of the offseason, we know those things that, Luke can continue to reinforce and get better on, while also just getting bigger and stronger as well.
Amazing. So would you recommend it?
Yeah, definitely. I would.
Okay. So if you want your son to start hitting the ball, crushing it 20 to 40 feet farther like Luke, go below right now and book a free power hitting session with me. I want you to imagine the look on his face when he starts driving the ball and all his teammates start cheering him on, and then the parents ask you, what did you do with him? Just like Jace's dad. That's what this breakout session is all about. He'll hit the ball harder, he'll add 20 to 40 feet of distance to his hits, and he'll play with the confidence that he's been missing. Most importantly, he'll finally start standing out in games. There's only a limited amount because I'm doing everything myself, so I can only take 10. So go ahead right now and do it before it's too late. The opportunity is here, so don't let it slip away. The parents who took action are the ones that are celebrating their kids' biggest hits. The ones that didn't, well, you know the answer to that. Click below now to book your free power hitting roadmap session. And I can't wait to get on a call with you and your son and help him take his game to that next level. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.